Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Mrs. Yulmiati, SSMBD, as a lecturer in the Quantitative Research Object, and I'm proud of all my friends. Previously, I'm Anggun Siswahyuni. I am majoring in English Education. I will present the result of my research entitled The Effect of SCREENCAST-O-MATIC on Student Speaking Ability of Descriptive Text at Senior High School 16 Padang. There are several points that I will convey in this research. The first is an introduction, then review of related theory, and the last review of related finding. Okay, now I will explain part of the introductions. The first is background of the research. Speaking is the ability to perform the linguistic knowledge in actual communications, where the student use this skill in daily activity. But some Indonesian students prefer to use language as their language communicates with each other rather than English. Because there are still many Indonesian students lags behind other countries in terms of using English as a language, international language. Ervin T. Ben R. and Castaneda M. They state the students are hard to use the academic sentence and they often forget what they want to use in academic way to interact with the speaker or teacher. With the development of technology, there have been many media that can support student abilities in learning, one of which increases student ability in speaking skill. So, in this research, I will investigate the effect of SCREEN-O-MATIC on student speaking skill on descriptive text at Senior High School 16 Padang. Okay, the second is objective of the research. The objective of the research study is to find out whether there is a significant effect of using SCREENCAST-O-MATIC on student speaking ability on a descriptive text. And the third is significance of the research. The research of this study are expected to contribute to English teachers, students, and researchers. And the last is definition of key term. The first, speaking. Speaking is one of the 4 basic competence that the student should gain well. It has an important role in communications. The second, descriptive text. Descriptive text is that aims to explain, describe, or describe something. The last is SCREENCAST-O-MATIC. SCREENCAST-O-MATIC is basically an application for video recording. Next, I will explain review of related theory. The first is speaking. Speaking is one of the 4 basic competence that the students should gain well. It has an important role in communications. Hermer, 2007, 284, states speaking is the ability to speak fluently and presupposes not only knowledge of the language features, but also the ability to process information in language. Next, components of speaking. According to Harris, 1978, there are 5 components of speaking skill, that is, comprehension, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and fluency. Okay, the second is descriptive text. Descriptive text is one type in English that clearly describe the properties attached to something, human, animals, planes, or inanimate object. Thompson, 1994, and Stanley, 1988, state descriptive text is painting picture in word. And the structure of descriptive text, the first is in identifications. The sections located in the first paragraph, the purpose is to identify an object that you want to describe. Identification serves to introduce to readers about the object that we will explain before we tell in more detail about the object in the next paragraph. And the second, descriptions. The sections located in the second paragraph and so on contain the properties inherent in something that you introduce to the reader in the first paragraph. And the purpose of descriptive text basically to make the student able to describe particular persons, place, or thing into writing form. And the last is Screencast-O-MATIC. Screencast-O-MATIC is basically an application for video recording. The use of Screencast-O-MATIC can be increased student creativity in making a video, which can be used by them as media or learning aid to more easily understand it. In addition to creatively, Screencast-O-MATIC media also used as a means for students to develop their new idea and think critically in responding to something they had made, namely a video reaction about a song. An advantage of the using video recording is the first, student can analyze their errors or self-corrections in video recorded. Next, provide the student to use the target language. Next, making a study can be understood as a study, test, and a problem-solving activity. And the last, the produce in operating the Screencast-O-MATIC. The next, the procedure using Screencast-O-MATIC applications. First, launch the Screencast-O-MATIC program. Then you can find some tools that allow choosing what is you want to record, like just screen, face or both screen and face. Next, you allow setting the maximum time and quality of the video. And then make sure that the microphone is working. You can see it by the moving bar in mic icon. Then you can click the button rec or record to start the recording. However, when you unsatisfied with the recording, click the trash icon to delete the previous video and start again the new recording. And the next, click done after the project is finished and save it as a video file or upload into YouTube or any other media. Okay, next I will explain the review of related findings. The first, teaching English speaking. That is principle of teaching speaking. We know that English is a foreign language in Indonesia. Therefore, some principles that teachers should comprehend to make students easier to learn English. According to Finocchiaro, 19 74:18, there are a handful of principles in teaching language talk speaking to the student as follow. The first, language items should be taught to the student in situations which will clarify their meanings. The second, good pronunciation should be shown to the student correctly so that they can differentiate each word and the meaning well when they produce the language in their speaking. And the third, in addition to the sound system, learning must be taught the structure system of the language. And the fourth, the essential of language learning, talk speaking, is improving the ability to ask, answer questions, make statements, and respond appropriately. The fifth, confirming comprehension of the students. And the sixth, learning speaking is not similar with writing. Therefore, learn and practice the language talk speaking also will be different. And then strategies in teaching speaking. Killen 2015 on the Australia Society for Evidence-Based Teaching explained how to improve students' speaking skill needed most teaching strategies in class. Those teaching strategies are collated to fulfill the language learner need during learning English, especially speaking. Okay, next, strategies in teaching speaking. There have 10 strategies. The first is setting clear listen goals. The second, showing and telling. The third, questioning to check for understanding. The fourth, summarizing new learning in graphical ways. The fifth, plans of practice. The sixth, providing students with feedback. The seventh, being flexible about how long it takes to learn. And eight, getting students working together or in productive ways. The ninth, teach strategies, not just content. And the last, nurture metacognitions. Okay, the last material, I will explain conceptual framework. Teaching speaking English can make students set of their language competence, including comprehension, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and fluency, in order that they are capable of communicate their idea to others. From reviewing literature and theories on speaking and screencast-o-matic or video recording, it is able to be feasible the video recording assessment is useful for language learning. Screencast-o-matic may also provide the student with publicity to the language, and students can accumulate the language and constitute their language competence, such as speaking ability. Therefore, a research on finding the effect of screencast-o-matic to speaking ability must be conducted. Okay, I think enough. That's all my presentations. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.